big blessing in my life, and I met her a very long time ago, and she just has a heart to minister to women, and when she approached me about Victorious Women's Network, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, I'll see. She's like, I heard from God about this, and I'm like, well, God's not really been talking to me lately, I don't know if I should do this, but, considering the last 24 hours, what I went through, I know that I am exactly where God wants me to be. And I am just thrilled that I get to meet with each and every one of you. And this has just been an amazing experience. And I'm so thankful that I'm not crying right now. So I will introduce Shannon, and she is going to introduce a video and tell the story behind that, as well as tell the little testimony.
Because she's kind of the one that has helped me love who God created. So Miss Shannon Pope used to mentor me. I used to do community service work I wasn't in trouble, don't worry, I was on a work program. Wasn't a parole leave yet. And So I used to be her assistant and everything, and it was really wonderful, and she can tell that I was just so broken. And sometimes we can be so broken, we don't see the blood that is just gushing out of our wounds. I hate to be so graphic, but that's kind of what it is. And so she would take me aside, and daily we would stand in front of this mirror, and she would have me say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And I would ugly cry. And she'd be like, keep saying it. I'm like, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
All true.
So, throughout the years, God really just worked on me. I was a instant single mom, because I had to take my kids and we had to flee into the Haven and hide from my then husband. He went to jail on felony for holding me at knife point. So in a matter of probably 60 days, I was an instant single parent. I was living in a shelter with my children. Then we got moved to another shelter. I got re-diagnosed with cancer. So that was in 60 days. The last thing I was feeling was beautiful. They had to take my thyroid out in 2006. That was the first time I had cancer. They had to take my thyroid out, and I would be in the shower. I didn't have chemotherapy. I had iodine radiation. And not having your thyroid really messes up your body. I've almost died 5 times just because of not having my thyroid and my TSH levels going skyrocket. So I would be in the shower, and I would, you wash your hair, but when I washed my hair, because of all the hormonal changes, I would have clumps and clumps of my hair in my hand. So, again, single parent, now diagnosed with cancer, exhausted, broke, living in shelters, and my hair is falling out in the shower. So lo and behold, this song starts coming on the radio by Johnny Diaz, More Beautiful You. That was God's song to me. It would come on when I got in the car, everything. Just whenever I needed to know that God saw me as beautiful, and it did not matter if I was a size 2 or a 22, it was who He said I was. And He says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that we're made in His image. So I want to tell you, no matter what life has done to you, it's how you react back. Because it's 10% of what happens, but 90% on how we handle it back. And as I spoke during Unbreakable, what you think is your setback, that's only setting the stage for your comeback. Yeah. Because it's now that I've written books about cancer. It's now that I'm able to speak about the domestic violence and bringing awareness. Had none of that happened, I wouldn't have testimony. And we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So now I'm going to bring you up to Johnny Diaz, because here's how God works. Lately, I have gotten this, and Kelly's like, oh my God, I have gotten this adventurous streak in me. And I have just been going for the wildest opportunities. And God has blessed me. I've been on several different radio programs. This is all just in a short amount of time, because I'm like, you know what, I survived for a reason. And it's selfish to hold on to your testimony. You got to give it out, because when you speak what God did to you, you're speaking life into somebody else's soul. So, we were kicking around what to do for this event, and one night I just saw Johnny Diaz on Facebook pop up his personal email address, saying, I have a new album, I'm willing to come perform, I'll even perform in a house church. I went, let's do this. So I emailed him, and imagine my surprise when a week later I got an email back. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Johnny Diaz. So, little starstruck. But it's not that he's some great musician, which he is, but God used him to breathe life into me. So here I'm now corresponding with Johnny Diaz. And then we were going to try to have him come and perform for you all, but his schedule changed at the last minute, but he sent a video. So, we're going to go into the video, because I'm going to tell you, y'all are beautiful. You're unbreakable. And had nothing bad ever happen, how are you going to know how good God is? If you're not broke, how are you going to know how he provides? If you're not sick, how are you going to know that he's a healer? And I'm not saying we have to go through this to learn who he is, but I'm going to tell you, it's by going through the things that you learn who he is, that God from the Bible becomes alive. So, darling, sweet husband, are we ready? Okay, Johnny Diaz, everybody. I love you.